Hey y'all, my name's Kate and I'm here with Scout Chef Kitchen and I'm really excited. Today we're going to cook through a one skillet paella. It's my first time, so let's see how this goes. I brought my assistant with me.
My name is MJ.
That's right. So we are going to cook this through. Today we're cooking with a bunch of good stuff. So we've got the GCI Outdoor Master Cook Station and the Explorer 2-burner stove from Camp Chef, and it's awesome. So I've already started it just so that the pan gets nice and hot. And we're gonna start by sauteing our onions. So I've got some olive oil. The recipe calls for about 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna totally estimate that and possibly use even a little bit extra, because a little extra olive oil never hurt anybody, you know? And we are gonna start by sauteing the onions, right, MJ? Tell everybody this is 1/2 of an onion. Can you pass me the stirrer? What is that called again? Thank you. Spatula thing. All right, MJ, will you take this and put this back on the table? Thank you, thank you. Turn this heat down. So right now I have this running on about low, maybe a little higher than low, just so this cooks nice and well. A lot of paellas, like what would be a really great idea is if you had like a 20-inch, but this one should work just fine because it's pretty flat. So this is the GSI Troop Cook Set. Words are hard today. And the Troop Cook Set comes with a 8-quart pot. And the reason I'm using this 8-quart pot today is because the 8-quart pot has a wider base, and then it also has, thank you for that, it also has a 5-quart and comes with a pan as well, a nice saute pan. So I'm gonna let these onions roll until they get nice and soft and squishy. Getting on in there. Now we've got the onions pretty well cooked. They are getting clear-ish, and we're gonna add garlic next. Assistant? Thank you. So this is, the recipe calls for, stand back from the stove please. The recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic. My family really loves garlic, so we did a bit more than that. I would say I think we did like 4 cloves of garlic, nice and minced. And so now we're gonna saute those, let that cook through a little bit. And while we're waiting, by the way, I wish you could smell through virtual things like the live that we're doing right now, because this smells amazing. Like seriously, you could probably just cook onions and garlic and it would be the only thing you ever have to fragrance your house with, to be honest. So these guys look really good, right, MJ? How's that look? Good. Does it smell good? Yeah, it smells pretty good. All right, so next up we are going to add the chorizo sausage.
I can do it.
Yeah, can you actually do me a big favor? Can you walk these peppers over to me? Because I'm gonna add both of them at the same time. So those roasted peppers right there. So we're gonna add 1 chorizo sausage length and this bowl. So this is 3/4 of a cup of roasted red peppers. Add those in. Thank you, MJ. That was very helpful. And stir those puppies in.
Puppies?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Ingredients, excuse me, I stand corrected. My assistant has corrected me. When they're not puppies, they are ingredients. So this is still gonna cook. We're gonna cook this until the chorizo sausage gets brown-ish. So we'll let that go for a little bit. Really let that roll. And then next up, we are gonna cook in the tomato paste, and we couldn't find paella rice, but we did use the other one. We have a break in a second, when we let this cook through, I'll grab the box so you can see what we are gonna use. Paella rice is ideal, but it's kind of hard to find. If you have an international market near you, they would definitely have it. It's a little bit harder to find, not there. I think we went to a couple of different stores and couldn't find it, which was kind of a bummer. But there is, I forget which kind of rice it is, something with an A. I'll get back to you on that and let you know what we've got and what we're using. So we're cooking this chorizo sausage, like I said, until it's lightly brown. So let's let that roll through a little bit. I'm gonna pop up the heat just a little bit. So like I said, I had it on low. And by the way, if you're just tuning in and you somehow missed the first bit of this video, I don't know how you would, but just in case, we are cooking one skillet paella. And I'm really excited. I've never cooked a paella before. So, you know, we're gonna see how this turns out, see how this happens. And I'm really excited to do it with all of y'all so that way we can learn together, and then I'll make sure I post in the blog all of the tips and tricks that I learned when I cook on this. Chorizo is super nicely browned. It smells amazing. Next, we're gonna add half-ish tablespoon of tomato paste. Will you take that and put that back on the table, please, assistant? And will you bring me the rice? Because now we're gonna add the rice in.
I can dump it in.
You can?
Yeah.
All right, carefully. That would be great. Thank you, assistant. Oh boy, thank you so much. Can you put that back on the table? Thank you so much. So I'm gonna stir in. So the paella rice is bomba, and we couldn't find the bomba, so now we're using the aguayo rice, which is similar-ish. We were told that it's a pretty good substitute for that. So we're stirring this in, let this roll for a little bit. And then next up, we're gonna add, so we're subbing in white wine vinegar. So we're gonna add that. And we're gonna add in some chicken broth, which will also be delightful. So that's stirred in. Now, let's add in, will you hold this just for a second so that doesn't fall? The chicken broth. So 1.5 cups of chicken broth. And I found these really handy smaller things, smaller portion sizes, which I found to be very helpful because usually they only come in a really big one. And these come super handily in 1 cup portion sizes. So I just need 1.5 of each of these. 1.5-ish, great. Can you give that a stir, MJ, carefully? Super carefully? Thank you. All right, that is awesome, MJ. Keep stirring that, please. I'm gonna add the white wine vinegar while you stir. Man, this assistant life is great. Love this. Get you an assistant. All right, and next up we've got lemon juice. So I'm adding in half 1 squeezed lemon. Keep on stirring, child. Thank you so much. And then 1 bay leaf. Y'all, I'm gonna be really honest. I've never cooked with a bay leaf before, which sounds terrible because I'm Italian and you put bay leaves in your homemade sauces, and I never saw the point of them or understood why, because my grandmother was like, you don't eat the bay leaves. And so I didn't really understand it. I opened that jar of bay leaves and I was like, oh, I get it now. That is amazing. It smells so good. So I get it. And now we're just gonna let this roll for a little bit and let it cook down just a hair before we add the little neck clams and the shrimp. Yeah, clams.
Where are the clams?
Over there on the table. Yeah, in those bowls. Right there.
I don't like clams.
Are you sure? Have you ever had one before?
No.
Well, you gotta try them before you knock it.
No. I don't like clams.
Oh, well, maybe we'll try something new today. Okay, we can do that. So we'll be back once this is cooked down, once we add the little neck clams and the shrimp. All right, so now we are going to add the little neck clams, and we are going to add half of what we bought and nestle them in. Well, we are gonna see what's inside of them once they cook, because they're actually gonna open up when they cook. So that's 3. We gotta nestle them in gently, MJ. 4-ish. 5-ish. Oh, 1 more for good measure. That's about 1/2 pound. All right, you can put that back on the table, please. And then next we need to nestle in the shrimp. So shrimp are next. We are just gonna go ahead and kind of sporadically throw those little puppies in there.
No, not puppies.
Oh,
Ingredients.
ingredients. We need to nestle in the fishy ingredients. All right, so we've now put in our seafood. We need to cook that for a hair until all of this opens up and the shrimp cook through. The recipe says for about 22 to 25 minutes. We're gonna find out because we are cooking on an open flame. So we'll find out. I'll keep you posted. I'll adjust the recipe on the blog as needed. And let's keep an eye on them. We'll be back. We're back. And I have a bug in my hair. Cool. Okay, so back. And we have now cooked this. Look how good that looks. I wish y'all could smell it. We've cooked it till all of the stuff has cooked through and the clams have opened up. Shrimp are pink, which is perfect. And this guy, you can see where the rice has gotten nice and thick. And now we are going to add, so I turned towards the end of this. So I got this recipe and it was originally geared for an oven. So I'm taking it and I'm modifying it for this. It is bubbling, that's right. It's exactly what we want it to do. So I'm modifying it for this. So what I did is I've cooked it covered until everything cooked. Original recipe called for like 22 to 25 minutes. I think we cooked this maybe for 15-ish before all the stuff opened up and everything was cooked through. So next up we're gonna add our peas. Now that everything's cooked through and opened, we're gonna add our peas into the mixture, which is really good. It called for peas.
I can mix it.
Can you step back just a hair? Really good. It called for the peas because that's pretty much the only vegetable I can get MJ to eat right now. Woohoo, go me. And then a little salt and pepper. So you hold this while I add the salt and pepper, please. And we are just going to throw a little bit of salt in there. And you want to crack the pepper? Arms up over that. Turn it this way. Here, will you spin it for me? Spin it. Spin it hard. This one's a tough one, huh? Good job. Yeah, that was tough. So we will crack some pepper in there. Give it a stir, and we are going to taste test this in a hot minute. It smells amazing. Give this little guy a little stir. And you can garnish this with some parsley if you've got parsley. And look at that, y'all. If that doesn't look and smell amazing, I don't know what does. And the cool thing about paella, like what I noticed when I was looking up recipes for paella,
That one's open.
yep, all of them are opened up, which is exactly what we wanted. So one of the things that I love about this too is that when I was looking for the recipes for this, I'm gonna turn this flame off, is that when I was looking up recipes for this, I just repeated myself 45 times, but y'all will love it. When I looked up recipes for this, I'm getting there, I noticed that you can kind of add whatever you want. So if you don't like shrimp, sweet, sub it out for scallops. If you don't love peas, sub in some green beans. You can kind of throw in whatever you want. But this is the one I found. This is the one I was most excited about. And I'll let y'all know how it tastes because that looks amazing.